Hey guys, it's Terry with Terry Fisher Music. Today I'll be talking about overcoming fear, how to be a more confident worship leader. Without further ado, I'll get started. Number one, living a sin-free life. Here's a little disclaimer. Nobody's perfect, so we can't live a sin-free life. But when I refer to sin-free life, I mean repetitive, willing sin. If we are to be a confident worship leader, our minds should be focused on God and others, and leading God to others. When our minds are engaged in how we should be living differently and the things that we shouldn't be doing, it's kind of hard for us to be focused on leading others to God. It makes it harder to make transitions and harder to flow in the Spirit. Not to mention, we're not connected to the source. So number one, living a sin-free life. Number two, spending time with God before you go out. Now I find that 100% of the time, before I go out, if I've prayed and I spend some time with God, that I am more confident, I'm less anxious, less nervous, and also I'm more relaxed, and I'm more confident in leading others to God. Number three, have a backup plan. It's best to let our expression of worship come from our hearts and come in the moment. But if you find yourself saying, I don't think I'm confident enough for that yet, it's not bad to know what you'll say and have a general idea of what will be going on beforehand. I mean, if you tell God you love Him and you know you're going to tell Him beforehand, does that make it any less true? Of course it doesn't. If your heart's connected, your mind's connected, and you really mean it, it's the same thing. Have things in your mind that you want to tell God publicly, and invite others to express that along with you. And if you come to a point where you don't know what to say, use that. Have that to fall back on. Number four, practice. Practice, practice, practice. If you're a new worship leader or feel that you're not very confident, then you probably have a lot going on upstairs during a typical worship set. Save yourself some stress and error by knowing your material. You shouldn't have to think about lyrics, melody lines, and most ad-libs in addition to everything else that's going on in your head. So save yourself some time, know your stuff, practice it. Practice, practice, practice. That will take a lot of the edge off, and you can be a lot more confident if you know what you're going to do, if you don't have to worry about those things and they come naturally. And number five, exposure. Just like anything, the more you're in front of people, the more confident and comfortable you will become. So, any chance you get to be in front of people, to work on your craft, to lead people in worship, do it. Take the opportunity. It gets you the exposure. It puts you in front of people, and the more you're in front of people, the better off you'll become. It'll become a lot easier over time, and you'll work on your confidence, and you'll get there. So, recap to overcoming fear. Number one, living a sin-free life. Of course, this is repetitive, willing sin. No one's perfect, so no one has a sin-free life. Number two, spend time with God before you go out. It relaxes you. You're more confident, and it's a lot easier to connect others to God when you've connected to Him yourself. Number three, have a backup plan. You don't want to be caught up there like a deer in headlights and not know what to say and not know what to express. So have a general idea of what you want to do and what you want to say, what you want to tell God publicly, and invite others to experience that with you. Number four, practice, practice, practice. Practice takes the edge off. If you know what you're doing and it becomes second nature, that's one less thing you have to worry about. Your mind can be engaged on other things, not lyrics, not notes, not melody lines, and not ad-libbing, most ad-libbing. So practice, practice, practice. Know what you're going to do before you get out there. So again, no deer in headlights. And finally, exposure. The more we get in front of people, the more exposure we get, the more comfortable we become. Just like anything else with any other thing in life, we become more confident when we get that repetition. When we get that repetition, we do become more confident. So thanks guys for watching again. If you like it, hit subscribe and you'll get more content. And until next time, keep worshiping.